Wanzhou remains in Vancouver under house arrest while she waits for a ruling on her extradition hearing. Her arrest has two Canadian men caught in the middle of this fight between China and the United States. Tonight, our Mercedes Stephenson speaks to China's ambassador about Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig. Mercedes, what does Cong Peiwu have to say about their detention?
Robin, I asked Ambassador Song about the status of Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig, who've been in jail now for over a year and a half. The Canadian Embassy has not had access to those two men in the last 4 months, which means they haven't been able to verify whether they are in fact safe or healthy. I asked Ambassador Song about their cases, which many people inside the Canadian government have described to me as a hostage-taking.
There's nothing like hostage-taking. Those two Canadians are actually engaged in suspected crimes of endangering Chinese national security. So the competent Chinese authorities are handling the case according to law. And I would like to tell you, they are in a good physical condition and their lawful rights are protected according to law. But I would like to take this opportunity to point out that actually the biggest issue in our bilateral relationship is still Meng Wanzhou's case. So that's why we have made our position very clear, to make sure that she's back in China smoothly and safely.
So, Robin, an interesting link made there between Meng Wanzhou and the two Michaels, which the Chinese government has previously said there's no link between. The Canadian Embassy has asked for access via video call or phone call to the two Michaels, given the COVID-19 restrictions, but so far the Chinese government has refused.
There's been a lot of criticism that China mishandled the COVID-19 crisis, that it didn't reveal how bad it really was. How did Song respond to those allegations?
Well, Robin, the Chinese government has a very different view of how they've conducted themselves, which might come as a surprise to some Canadians. The ambassador denies that China has bullied countries who have spoken out about China's handling of the pandemic. Watch this.
Rather, China is a victim not only of the disease itself, but also a victim of disinformation. So you can see some politicians in the United States, they are waging a political campaign against China, try to smear China's image. And that won't help in their fight against the disease and to save lives of the American people.
Robin, we'll have more on the show about where the virus came from in Wuhan, what else China is doing, and the presence of the Chinese government here in Canada, and whether or not they are trying to intimidate Chinese Canadians.
And that's coming up on the West Block on Sunday. Mercedes Stephenson in Ottawa.
There's so much information surrounding coronavirus out there now. We know you have questions. Email your questions at globalnews.ca. Tune in to Global National or go to globalnews.ca/coronavirus now to find the answers.